Replacing the Aventador, Lamborghini pairs its legendary V12 with electric power for a monstrous amount of power, introducing the all-new 1015 horsepower Revuelto. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll tell you all you need to know about the Lamborghini 1015 horsepower Revuelto. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more similar content. Let's dive in. In just a very few tumultuous years, the entire super and hypercar industry has been shaken to its core. Where for years people wouldn't dare to dream of building environmentally friendly poster cars, nowadays it's very common to see electrification in and around just about every new car that's presented. The rise of hyper-exclusive and extremely powerful cars such as the Pininfarina Battista, Lotus Evija, and Rimac Nevera seems unstoppable though. So much so that even established advocates of petrol power are buckling to the change and going down the electrification route. Brands like Porsche, Ferrari, and now Lamborghini have embraced it, or are starting to do so, to keep up with the fierce competition in the field of exclusive and very fast cars. And it's Lamborghini who has just pulled back the cover of its new flagship poster boy set to replace the Aventador. It's called the Revuelto and has 1015 horsepower hybrid V12 in the back. But is it any good? Well, that's impossible for me to judge, as I have not yet seen it live, nor have I been able to take it for a spin. Good people know Lamborghini. I'd love to give it a try, so hit me up. The one thing I do know, though, is that Lamborghinis used to be all about drama, excitement, and a bit daft at times. It was Richard Hammond who once said that a Lamborghini should be mad and stupid and have rockets coming out of their exhaust. After all, this perfectly sums up how the brand and its cars were perceived for many years. But ever since Lamborghini is under Audi's wing, the Italian car maker has been getting more and more sensible, at least with creature comfort. Reliability and safety are concerned. With every generation, it seems like the cars have gotten a bit more down to earth. You no longer have to be built like a rugby player to handle the clutch and gearbox. You no longer have to be built like the hamster to even fit in one. Lamborghini had gotten soft. Revuelto's bloodline. The lineage of the new Revuelto starts with the Miura, widely considered the first ever supercar with the V12 in the back. The 350 GT and 400 GT that came before it also had a V12 but mounted in the front. The Miura was followed by the edgy Contact, which grew into the ultimate anti-Ferrari poster car, especially in the 5000 QV configuration with that crazy wing on the back. The Diablo that followed was a true devil of a car, without a disguise by the way. Then came the Murcielago, which toned the exuberant styling of its predecessors. Next in the line was the Aventador, a fire-breathing monster with a gentle side as well. And now, after 12 years of active duty, that is being replaced by this Revuelto. Again, is it any good? By the looks of it, Lamborghini has at least upped the drama in terms of styling, and on paper, any 1000 plus horsepower car is absolute madness. So surely this will be a bone-chilling ride when pushed to the limit, right? Well, it's too early to tell, but it looks like to have all the attributes to push the Lamborghini into the future. Technically, it is not the first Lamborghini with a bit electric power underneath its sharply cut suite. That honor goes to the Sion, an extremely limited production car based on the Aventador with just a 6.5-liter V12 mated to a 34 horsepower electric motor and supercapacitor. It might not sound like much, but the clever idea of Lamborghini was to use the electric power to counteract the effect of deceleration during gear changes and provide a power boost up to 130 kilometers per hour. Lamborghini built just 63 coupes and 29 roadsters at a price just north of $2,500,000, mind you, before taxes. The new Raging Bull. The name comes from a fighting bull that fought in Barcelona in 1880, but it means to mix up in Spanish, which makes perfect sense given the new direction it introduces for the first brand. But before we get into the technical bit, let's go over to the exterior of the car first. The styling isn't radically new, but rather an evolution of the design of the Aventador, mixed with bits of the Sion. The body has tons of creases, edges, ducts, and ridges, and looks menacing even when standing still. An active rear wing reacts to the selected driving mode and offers additional downforce when needed. Up front, Y-shaped headlights give it a very mean look, while at the back the exhausts are placed right underneath the rear wing and in between yet more Y-shaped light units. The third brake light, a requirement by law, runs across the top edge of the roof section just above the exposed engine. The entire body is crafted from carbon fiber with aluminum doors and thermoplastic front and rear bumpers. If you would peel it back, you would uncover a carbon fiber monocoque just as in the most advanced race cars. This is attached to a forged composite front structure. Double wishbones fitted with Lamborghini Magnaride technology ensure the car is planted to the ground. Stopping is done with massive carbon ceramic brakes, 410mm in the front, 390mm in the rear, with 10 pistons in the front and 4 in the rear. To keep you safe, the Revuelto comes with ABS braking, traction control, power steering, and no less than 13 driving modes, from gently cruising to all-out going nuts. The wheels are 20 and 21 inches, with tires that are 265 and 35 in the front and a massive 345 and 30 in the back. The interior is a genuine cockpit that seems to come straight from a fighter jet, but with a rather conventional-looking steering wheel. The presentation car shows black and orange leather and Alcantara mixed with carbon fiber elements from corner to corner. 3 large screens provide the necessary information for the driver and passenger, with the start button hidden under the bright red flip-up cover. There's no traditional gear stick, as the Revuelto comes as an automatic only. Instead, you get a small selector level to put it in drive, park, and neutral, and the options to go from full auto or use the flippers behind the steering wheel. A pair of bucker seats, again wrapped in leather and Alcantara, keep your butt firmly in place when you give the Revuelto the beans. 1,015 horsepower. So now that that's out of the way, let's focus on that bonkers powertrain. The V12 has always been the preferred choice for the flagship models in Lamborghini's arsenal, and it can be traced back to the 350 GT introduced in 1963. It has been updated regularly with new technology and materials to keep it up to date with the emission regulations, of course, the increased demand of power. After 50 years of service, Lamborghini introduced an all-new 6.5-liter V12 for the Aventador, which serves as the base for one of the new ones in Revuelto. For once, I am very glad Lamborghini hasn't ditched its beloved V12 beast in favor of pure